Tahawwur Rana, 2611 plotter, has been extradited to India after his plea before the US Supreme Court was rejected. So let's now tell you who exactly Tahawwur Rana is and why he's wanted in India. Tahawwur Rana is a Canadian national of Pakistani origin who's been actively involved in terror activities. He initially served as a doctor in the Pakistan Army before moving to Canada in the late 1990s. After obtaining Canadian citizenship, he settled in Chicago, where he operated various businesses, including an immigration consultancy. He established several businesses, First World Immigration Services being one, which was an immigration service agency with offices in Chicago, New York and Toronto. He also founded a halal slaughterhouse in Chicago as one of his businesses. Besides the 2611 terror attack, Rana is also accused of another terror attack. He was convicted of conspiracy to provide material support to a plot from October 2008 to October 2009 to commit murder in Denmark. And that included a horrific plan to behead employees of a Danish newspaper and throw their heads onto the streets in Copenhagen. This over a 2005 publication of cartoons depicting the Prophet Muhammad, which had sparked widespread outrage among the Muslim community. Tahawwur Rana was a childhood friend of David Headley, so even the Danish newspaper attack was allegedly co-planned. Let's talk now about the 2611 attacks and how Rana was involved in that. Remember, the 2611 attacks was orchestrated by the Lashkar-e-Toiba in November 2008 in different parts of Mumbai, in which 165 innocent lives were lost. Tahawwur Rana was involved in the planning of the attack. Rana had visited Mumbai with his wife and stayed at the Taj Mahal Hotel, which, if you remember, was attacked by these terrorists. One of the main conspirators of the 2611 attack, Pakistani-American David Coleman Headley, had testified against Rana. And during his interrogation in America, Headley had essentially revealed that he had travelled to India 5 times between 2007 and 2008 and done a recce for the Mumbai attacks. And he did this using a 5-year visa that Tahawwur Rana had helped him obtain. Essentially, Rana's immigration office provided cover for Headley's operations. As part of his cover, Headley even opened a branch of Rana's law office in Mumbai. There were also phone conversations between the two terrorists. In one of them, Tahawwur Rana told David Headley that the attackers involved in the Mumbai terror attacks should receive Pakistan's highest posthumous military honours. India also presented evidence that Tahawwur Rana acted as a conduit, passing messages between Headley and one of his Pakistan-based operatives. And that's why on 18th October 2009, both Rana and Headley were arrested at the O'Hare International Airport in Chicago on multiple terrorism charges. Tahawwur Rana put up a very weak defense against the mountain of evidence. In his defense, Rana argued that he had agreed to support Headley's activities in India because he was led to believe that he was working for the ISI, essentially for the Pakistan government. But shockingly, despite all of the evidence against Tahawwur Rana, a US court acquitted him in 2011 on charges of abetting the Mumbai terror attacks. This proved to be a huge setback for Indian authorities. Rana, however, was convicted for providing material support to the LET and helping with the terror plot that I referred to earlier in Denmark. And so he was sentenced to 14 years in prison. Here in India, Rana and Headley were given a trial in absentia in a Mumbai High Court for their involvement in 2611, and for years we've been seeking the extradition of Tahawwur Rana. And now finally, the wheels are moving. After Prime Minister Modi's visit to America, President Trump assured that Rana would be extradited. This was in February.
Today, I'm pleased to announce that my administration has approved the extradition of one of the plotters and one of the very evil people of the world, and having to do with the horrific 2008 Mumbai terrorist attack, to face justice in India. So he's going to be going back to India to face justice.
आतंकवाद के खिलाफ लड़ाई में भारत और अमेरिका दृढ़ता से साथ खड़े रहे और मैं राष्ट्रपति जी का आभारी हूं कि उन्होंने 2008 के जिसने भारत में नरसंहार किया था उस मुजरिम को अब भारत के हवाले करने का निर्णय किया है। भारत की अदालतें उचित कार्यवाही करेंगी।
Rana attempted to stay his extradition to India with a last-ditch attempt, a plea in the US Supreme Court, claiming his life is in danger in India. His appeal was shot down and he's now been extradited.